on. Hit the wrong intro.
The Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Hour of Power.
For a minute, I thought I was doing the wrestling show. Because that's the intro we do for the wrestling show. That's what happens when I start talking about a subject. We were talking right before we went on air about one of the shows that we're covering for Wednesday's show that's battling. And I was talking about how much I enjoyed the show, but this one character was just irritating me. And I had to turn the show off. And I got so flustered that I hit the wrong intro. This is why I don't like this is why I did not like to watch anime, but Dave just threw me into the well.
Yep.
And then, anyway, all right, so this is the Animated Hour of Power, part of the Animated Anarchy series, episode 14. I am your host, Dutchie, joined as always by the not frozen yet, MonsyE.
What's up?
Or maybe you might be frozen, I don't know. It's a delayed reaction.
I'm not frozen.
Shawn is with us.
Hello.
And, of course, Wildcard Dave.
You know it.
All right. So tonight's matches here for the Animated Anarchy series, we have Mike, Lou, and Og versus the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Magi Adventures of Sinbad versus Hell's Paradise, Dexter's Laboratory versus Freakazoid, and then Justice League takes on Death Note in the main event. What we're getting ready to do, we're gonna run the randomizer in just a second here. We're gonna have 5 categories picked from the randomizer. We go through it, and then 3 category wins. If you win 3 categories and nothing, you get 30 points. If a show wins 3-1, they get 20. 3-2 is 10. Or 10 for the winner, 5 for the loser. But if you are swept, then you lose 10 points. Now, an important note to make right now out of everybody that has had all their shows compete in their division, we have one person that's got a perfect division right now and one person that's got a imperfect division, as in none of theirs have won. None of theirs won their first matchup. The person with the perfect division right now is Liam Jolly. He's got Static Shock, Devil May Cry, Jimmy Neutron, and Yu-Gi-Oh! In his division. They all won. The person with the horrible division is Dave's sister, Allie. Fire Force,
Sorry,
Afro
Dave.
Samurai, Futurama, and the Jetsons. None of them were able to win. Now, what can happen here? We do have 2 people that are on pace to possibly also have perfect divisions. One person is competing in a little. One person's show is competing in a little bit. They each got 2 shows to go. We also have 2 people that are on pace to have bad divisions. One of those people has one of their shows going now, and then this Wednesday afternoon, that person also another person, like if their last show loses, then they will have a horrible division, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. But all right, so let's run the randomizer here. I'll share the screen.
I do not want originality. Let me say it right now.
Okay. Can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
All right. Can everybody
What do you guys
just
want?
Anything but merchandise?
All right, so we don't want merchandise, we don't want originality.
And those are going to be
The first 2.
30 and either the first 2 or 2 and 4.
And
All
no
right.
fan base.
All right, so we know the 3 that we're getting because those are the 3 these guys don't want. All right, here we go. Hit it. And
Wow.
oy, called it. So Eric did
You
not
got all
want
3?
Well, whoever said they didn't want fan base got fan base. Shawn got merch, like he usually calls for it. And let's see what else. Moments, which we can deal with.
What is it?
Memorable moment. All right, so fan base, merch. Sweet ass freaking pants. All right. Cultural impact.
I feel like we always get cultural impact and fan base together.
All right, well,
Sometimes they go hand in hand. It depends.
yeah. Well, luckily there are a couple categories apart here, so. Base, merch, moments.
Well, we didn't get originality, so I'm happy.
Well, as long as you're happy, Eric.
Right. As long as Eric's happy, nothing else matters.
I didn't say that.
He didn't have to. We did.
Okay.
You're welcome, Eric. We love you.
I know. Love you too.
Well,
Weird.
this has turned into an emotional show. It's probably going to get super emotional depending on how these battles go. All right, so we are going to start off here with Mike Lewinog versus the marvelous misadventures of Flapjack. Mike Lewinog in the division of Elizabeth Yee, and the marvelous misadventures of Flapjack in the division of Lisa Skelly, my Aunt Lisa. All right, fan base is first up. We have, I mean, they were both Cartoon Network shows. So, who had the bigger fan base, if that's even really, who said they didn't want fan base? You're going first.
Yeah, so for fan base, I think Flapjack takes this one for fan base. I just think it had a bit larger and more dedicated fan base.
Probably because it was the better show. And Shawn, you're up next.
No, I agree. Flapjack with this one. It's. That's all I got to really say.
Yeah.
This one,
Right, Eric?
that's a weird one.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah, this one was weird. I was gonna say Mike losing from what I read, but it doesn't matter now. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, next time I'll try to have a better tell so you can go second. All right. Mert. All right. Shawn, you didn't want this category, so you're going first.
I have Flapjack winning this one as well.
Okay.
Everything I've seen is they had more to offer than Mike Lou and OG.
Yeah. All right. Eric.
I'm going for that too. From what I read
Flapjack?
and looked at, it seems like there was better merch.
All right. Dave.
Yeah, these guys are correct, I believe. I think Flapjack takes the merch. I think it had more extensive amount of merch that they put out and sold more merch as well.
All right. Flapjack is up 2-0. One more, and they sweep. And we start this thing off rather quick. We got memorable moments. Whose moments were more memorable? And guess what, Eric? You're starting.
I got Mike Luganog. I just found that more, for me, more memorable moments in that in the episodes I watched. Or
Okay.
episode I watched.
All right. Shawn, we'll go to you next.
I have
waving his hand. He's like, "Don't make me break a tie."
I have Flapjack winning this one. Just the overall presentation of the show is very weird, which is kind of memorable because you don't see that as often anymore. But there's also the episode where Flapjack and Knuckles go into the West, and it's a whole episode of just them witnessing the horrific events going on over there.
Yeah.
And like the whole show is just a little haunting, and it's more memorable for me. So Mike Lou and Og was, I don't think, had any very solid memorable moments in my opinion.
Okay. All right, Dave. Who do you agree with? You're breaking the tie.
Oh, I get to break the tie. Wonderful.
Well, yeah, because Shawn raised his hand, so he.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going with Flapjack here. I just think the bizarre moments that happen in there make it a little more memorable. It's kind of dark and disturbing at times too, which make it a little memorable. As well as their unique art style that they use. I think that makes it a little memorable too, just from how it looks. Like Shawn said, you were spot on with that, I believe. So, yeah, I picked Flapjack for this.
All right. Flapjack wins at 3-0. They're going to get 30 points. And Mike Luanog is going to lose 10 points. So we got that right there. The Battle of Cartoon Network starting us off. Flapjack wins at 3-0. All right, we're going to move right in to our anime battle, which is MAGI Adventures of Sinbad versus Hell's Paradise. MAGI Adventures of Sinbad in the division of Shawn, are you dead?
Uh-oh. There we go.
No, my camera just fell. That's all. It's all messed up now. I had everything good. Now it's all messed up.
No, well, all right. So, okay, man, I goof up.
Shawn's okay.
I play the wrong intro. Shawn drops his camera. Next thing we know, Eric's gonna be naked. Eric's gonna be naked on stream. Or Dave, whichever one.
Kids show.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll magic
Yeah,
mic it up
it's-
on
it's
here.
a good show.
Don't make me.
Wait, Eric, you said you'll go naked on the tape show?
Yep.
No, I said the
Did.
kids show.
He did.
Oh,
He did. He
No,
said for a
I
$5
didn't.
dono. He said for a $5 dono. I heard him.
I said it's a kids show.
oh, okay. I mean, it is, but anyway. All right. So we have Magi Adventures of Sinbad in the division of Nick Cosmo, who, by the way, if Magi Adventures of Sinbad wins here this week, and then James Bond Jr. wins next week against Tailspin, he will have a perfect division. Let's see if we can ruin that for him. And we have Hell's Paradise in the division of Sean Stranahan. We start off with the fan base. We got two animes. How strong are their fan bases? Dave, I think you would probably know that better than anybody, so we're going to start with you.
Yeah, I went with Hell's Paradise here. I think it has a more active and prominent fan base than Magi.
All right. Shawn.
I have Sinbad on this one, actually. I just think it cultivated a lot more people the way the story is, and a lot of people followed behind it.
Okay. Eric. I hate giving you power, but you're
I'm going.
breaking a tie.
I'm going to agree with Dave. The research I did, I found more at the fan base for Hell's Paradise.
All
There was
right.
more
Um,
positive.
this anime is considered one of the dark trio that came out with like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen as well.
Okay.
It's considered one of the dark trio because it's a little more on the darker side.
Yeah, from what I'm reading, there's dedicated followers and there's positive feedback. So
Well, that helps. All right. So Hell's Paradise takes it 1-0 here. They are in the lead. We go to merch. Who had the best merch? Who had more merch, or who had merch at all? Shawn, we start with you.
I'm going to give this one a Hell's Paradise. I think with it being a newer to the anime world, but not like, obviously it was comics and books prior. I think this one just has such a big following already that everything I saw, they had merch out the butt. So a lot more than like Sinbad, I would assume.
Okay. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I went with Hell's Paradise here as well. It definitely has a surge in popularity for its merch lately. While Magi it has over 23 million manga copies sold, it does. I'm looking into what's still attracting people now, and that's Hell Paradise.
All right, and Eric, you're up.
I actually went the opposite with these guys. From what I researched, I saw more. I thought I saw more.
Okay. All right, Hell's Paradise is up 2-0. One more, and they sweep it. And we go to memorable moments. Whose moments were more memorable? Eric, you're going to start.
I went with Hell's Paradise. I just like it's just more in story for me.
Okay.
I just found the show better.
All right. Shawn.
I have Sinbad winning this one. Simply, the couple moments I remember is Sinbad and Badir getting stuck in the storm on their boat, and Sinbad gets them out of it, which Badir like respects Sinbad more. And then another one was that I had a guy named Darius that Badir kills for being a spy. Or then in Arc 2, where Sinbad conquers the dungeons of Bowel, I think it is. And then he slays a dragon right like immediately after. I remember those a lot more than Hell's Paradise, even though there was some good moments in Hell's Paradise.
Right.
Like Gabby versus Tension or Cheyenne versus Tension, those two fights.
All right. Dave, you broke a tie in the last one and basically gave it to the winner. Are you doing that again this time?
You know what? No, I'm not. I'm giving this one to Magi. Adventures of Sinbad. I think the world building in this anime is spot on. It makes it very memorable every episode. I love the world building and how big and massive they kind of make it, and it brings it kind of into like brings you into the world. It's not just like, hey, here's the one person we're watching and they're in this one place. No, it expands past those horizons, and I like that.
All right. So now it's 2-1 Hell's Paradise. So Sinbad's not getting swept. Maybe a little bit of a comeback. We don't know. Overall enjoyment is the category next. Which one did you enjoy more? Dave, you're going to start.
This one's hard because I do like both of these shows. I think they both hit in different parts for me. Like Hell's Paradise is a little more darker, and the action's a little more gruesome. I feel, but I really like the world building of Magi, and just because of that world building experience and how massive they made it and how complex they make the characters and the cool action scenes, I'm giving this one to Magi.
Okay. All right, Eric.
I'm going with Paradise. I just
You're going with
enjoyed that
Hell's
more.
Paradise?
I thought the stories were. Yep.
All right, Shawn, we gave you 20 minutes. Now it's time for your gimmick.
I have Sinbad taking this one. I just like it more because it's more of like an action comedy adventure type of show. It's not just like a solidarity type. I like how like the seasons are based on arcs, or the show, not the season, but like episode arcs. They're all different, but they all explain what's going on. And I like the graphics, the fight scenes, the voice acting, everything a lot more than Hell's Paradise. So
Okay, very good. All right, Sinbad climbed up back in it, so both shows are going to get points here. We move on to the fifth category, cultural impact. Who had the bigger cultural impact? And Shawn, we're going to start with you this time.
I have Hell's Paradise winning this one. Just from everything I've seen, once it was like announced it was coming to actually be an anime, like everybody was about it. I'm waiting for it. It was like a really big moment apparently for when it dropped, because it was originally just like a what are those, like a comic book, I think.
Yeah.
So once it dropped, it was perfect.
Okay. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I actually went the opposite way. I went with Magi here, and solely because it's had a longer time to have that cultural impact than Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is more recent phenomenon, and it's part of the Dark Trio, yes, and it's gaining a lot of impact. I do agree with that, but I feel like Magi has had an impact, and it's sustaining that impact over generations, whereas Hell's Paradise hasn't had enough time to do so. So due to the time that that Magi has gone for with its impact, I'm picking Magi.
Okay. All right, Eric, it rests solely on you. Does Nick Cosmo stay on track to possibly have a perfect division, or are you crushing his dreams? Not that he really cares about this.
Magi.
You're going to Magi?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I think he was right on point. I agree with what he said.
All right, so Magi, Adventures of Sinbad, comes from behind and wins it 3-2.
So you got a perfect division?
Right now, yeah, he's got one more to go in order for it to be totally perfect. But right now, three of his have won. James Bond Jr. next week when it goes against Tailspin, we're gonna find out.
Ooh,
if James Bond Jr. wins, then yes, his division will have been perfect. It's a division that, by the way, also includes X-Men the Animated Series and Pinky and the Brain. So, all right. Magi Adventures of Sinbad gets 10 points. Hell's Paradise gets 5. All right. Up next, we have Dexter's Laboratory versus Freakazoid. Dexter's Laboratory in the division of Mike Bianco. Freakazoid in the division of Eric's brother Chris. So, Dexter's Laboratory. Now, Mike Bianco has not had a cartoon that has won yet. 2 have gone. He's got this one, and he's got one next week with David the Gnome. He is on pace right now to have a horrible division starting off if Dexter's Laboratory cannot get the win here. Not that I'm trying to put pressure on anybody. But we start with fan base. Cartoon Network versus Warner Brothers. At one point, they ended up kind of being one and the same because Warner Brothers technically now owns Cartoon Network, and they're flushing it down the toilet. But who had, in terms of these two shows, who had the bigger fan base? And Shawn, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going with Dexter's Laboratory. I think there's a lot more people following this show than Freakazoid.
I think a lot more people finally remember this show than they do Freak. I mean, I do. I never liked Freakazoid. I like Dexter's Laboratory better.
Yeah, I vaguely cared for Freakazoid.
Yeah. Which, by the way, is kind of weird. Freakazoid is kind of in that universe with Tiny Toon Adventures and Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs, where it's just like, you know, they're all Warner Brothers 90s creations, and they all were like, I mean, Freakazoid, Animaniacs, and Pinky and their Brain basically helped launch Kids WB.
And they were all pretty similar in the style of the show.
Yeah. So
the lead characters were all like The Mask, all witty and gritty, ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Eric, you're gonna go next.
I'm going Dexter's Laboratory. Shawn alluded to. I just it was the highest rated Cartoon Network in 96 and 97. Tells you a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. Dexter's Laboratory, I definitely think it had a significantly larger fan base and higher ratings.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Dexter's Laboratory is up 1-0. 2 more and they get a sweep. We head on to merch. And what's funny is that, like, you would expect Freakazoid to at least have action figures. I don't think they did. So, but who had the better merch? Who had more merch? You know, that whole spiel. And Dave, you're going first.
I think Dexter takes this one as well. It has more variety of merch, more availability of merch, and longevity of its merch. So I think with all three of those categories where they lead, I think they take this category.
All right. And Shawn, you're up next.
I also have Dexter's Laboratory. The longevity of it, like Dave said. I mean, I know I've had T-shirts, at least a blanket or a pillowcase.
I'm thinking about getting
and you can still find that stuff today. It's super easy.
Oh yeah, it's on Amazon.
I know you can find Freakazoid stuff, but it's like, I don't know. The show in itself isn't as memorable. Like, has like no memory.
Yeah. All right, Eric, go ahead.
Let's sweep it, Dexter.
Okay.
Dexter Laboratory.
Ding. What the heck was that?
All right. So Dexter's Laboratory is one category away from digging Mike Bianco out of the hole that he's in. And going to make it a division that is not horrible. And now we move on to memorable moments. Whose moments were more memorable? I think I know where this is going, but yeah, Shawn, go ahead.
I have Dexter's Laboratory, solely because there's the one episode where it's basically Dexter trying to replace one light bulb in his lab.
Yeah.
And everything that could go wrong to prevent it to happening super easy does go wrong. And it's just probably one of the best episodes of the show.
Yeah. One of my favorite episodes of Dexter's Laboratory is when he's trying to chase down the ice cream man, but the ice cream man just keeps driving away. And then Dexter finally gets to him. He's like, why do you keep driving away? And it's because Dexter paid him with a big bill one time. and because he was trying to break the change or something like that, apparently that caused him to get divorced. And it seems so dumb, but it was funny. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Shawn here. Between Dee coming into his lab and destroying stuff or pressing like, a button he doesn't want pressed and episodes like that. It's just more memorable to me. Freakazoid is kind of like, I feel like it's a knockoff of some character. Like, I don't know. To me, it just feels like a knockoff of something.
Right.
It's like a knockoff of The Mask compared to what was the other one I had this in my head too? Obviously, it was way before the movie, but do you remember the bad guy from The Incredibles?
The first one?
The
Buddy Boy?
Buddy
or
Boy,
Incrediboy or something?
Yeah, Incrediboy. They kind of like, obviously, many years of a difference, but kind of the same.
Yeah. All right. Eric, go ahead.
Dexter Laboratory. I don't remember anything from Freakazoid, really.
All right. Dexter's Laboratory is going to take this 3-0. They get 30 points. Freakazoid is going to lose 10. So Mike Bianco will not have a horrible division. One of his cartoons finally did win, but it helped that it was going against Freakazoid. Main event time. It is Justice League versus Death Note, a superhero cartoon versus an anime. We've done this a few times before. Justice League in the division of a young man that I used to work with at the shop I work at. He no longer works there. Shane. Death Note in the division of Rose Stranahan. We start off with fan base. We know the DC Justice League fan base, how big that is. The guy who is below me. His picture is below mine. He's not actually below me. The hierarchy of the show, he might be, but he would know the fan base of Death Note probably better than the rest of us. So, with that being said, you're going to start this. Who takes it in fan base?
Yeah, I think Justice League is taking this one, man. I think with their decades long of being relevant with these heroes and putting them all in one show and calling it the Justice League, I mean, it's a global phenomenon with these superheroes. So I think Death Note is more secluded to the anime community. It's like, yes, there is some people. Anime is becoming more global, but I don't think it hasn't been as global as like per se DC or Marvel or superheroes of that nature. So I feel like the fan base would be for Justice League on this one.
Okay. Now, do you think if like Justice League were going up against, say, like a Bleach or a One Piece or Naruto Shippuden, would that ring true with that, or would they give it more of a fight?
I think they would give it more of a fight. Like if you put those up there, like Dragon Ball Z or something of that nature. Death Note has a good fan base, but it's not as global as you per se like Naruto, One Piece, or Dragon Ball or Bleach.
By the way, I'm pretty sure I do have Justice League in stage 2, which begins in a couple weeks. Justice League in stage 2 is going up against one of them. I just can't remember which one. So that'll be fun, and that'll be something I will be looking up as we are getting ready to record the other show later. All right, Eric.
Justice League, just a global fan base more than no.
All right, Shawn.
Justice League all day.
All righty. We move on to merch. There is a lot, And even going back to that original 2001 Justice League cartoon, there is a lot of merch that came out. I have a couple of things of that buried here somewhere in my closet here. A couple of taller action figures. I actually think, who the hell do I have? I have one of them. It's buried. It's buried in here somewhere because I have so much that I forget which one it is. If I were looking at it, I'd be able to remember. But who has the edge in the merchandise category, Eric?
Justice League, no question. Just because it's a DC fan base and the global impact it has.
All right. Dave, we'll let you go next.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Eric. I mean, they've made billions with a B, not an M. And Death Note's not there. I mean, it's a single Death Note is a single franchise where DC, I mean, they have so many different outlets, what more than, Death Note has. So with decades of being able to put out all this stuff, I think it kills it in the merch category.
All right. And Shawn.
Justice League.
You're talking millions to billions.
Yep.
Okay, Justice League is up 2-0. It's been pretty. We've already had 2 sweeps. We could be heading towards another. We're in memorable moments. And whose moments were more memorable? And Dave, I want to start with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Death Note here. Just like Light, that's the guy's name, main character, Light. Where they got a meme about it, where he's sitting there eating a potato chip while like monologuing about being justice and whatnot. There's a bunch of like points where like you see his level of intelligence and like how he gets to get people's names and stuff like that. So I think they do the writing very clever as well. So I think it's more memorable than the Justice League. I kind of just feel like they kind of just slapped it together and, they picked a couple heroes here and there to go do some fighting, and that was it. I don't think the story or anything was too deep, and, I just felt like it was repetitive. Whereas Death Note, it was
it's a
new.
continuation of Superman the Animated Series, is what it is.
Okay.
It's what it is, because you leave Superman the Animated Series with everybody turning their backs on Superman, and then you come into it with Superman trying to put a team together, and Batman wanting to helping put the team together, but he also doesn't want to be part of the team. Like he'll create the team, but you have to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: they don't.
No, they always ask him for his help.
Yeah. Right. Eric,
But-
you're going to go next.
Justice League. The episode I watched where Batman came to the rescue, as he usually does, and then the episode they actually formed the Justice League. So,
All right.
I just thought that's more.
All right, Shawn, it's been 19 minutes since you've had to do this.
I have Death Note winning the memorable moments. One in particular where, Light gets set up for killing Lynn Taylor, because L's trying to catch him.
Yeah.
Or then when later he ends up getting the FBI agent that's on his case to write down all the names of everybody else that's on their case on Death Note paper, which, evidently led to all them dying. And then the cool little subway of his real identity to the other agent, the main agent guy, as the door's closing. And he dies. So,
Well, at least Death Note's not going to get swept here, so they're not losing points. So it is 2-1. Justice League can still win it here in overall enjoyment. And Shawn, why don't you go ahead and start?
this is a hard one. 50-50. Do I have anything to flip? Death Note.
Okay.
So, like, it was really 50-50 because Justice League, it's great because of all the, like, the superhero Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, Superman and, like, Batman and that, but it's hard to stay with it because of how often not all of them are used in the episodes. And I think Death Note's story is just amazing in itself, and the mystery and the what do you call it when you're being investigated, those type of shows, like a crime. It's almost like a crime show.
Yeah.
Like, so
it's basically a crime drama.
Yeah, thank you. Crime drama. So, and I just, so far I'm enjoying Death Note more than Justice League.
Okay. All right, Eric.
I have to say I'm enjoying Justice League more than Death Note. Not to say Death Note's not good. Maybe if I watch more, I would change.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Dave, let's send this into the next category.
Yeah, I picked Death Note here.
I know, that's why I said let's send it to the next category.
Like Shawn said, the story is very compelling, and I really enjoy something with a really good story. I did have this category really close because I do like superheroes and I do like the action of Justice League.
All right, well, Death Note, they're both getting points no matter what. Cultural impact is the last category. Whoever picked Death Note, go ahead and go first. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't. You're right.
He's lying.
I just want to go first. Justice League, because it's an undeniable fact that their impact is worldwide.
Yeah.
Death Note did have quite an impact, and but it's kind of like a more sadistic type of impact because they released like a Death Note actual book.
I mean, and the thing is, and we're not saying that obviously Death Note's not too bad. It won 2 categories.
I'd show you mine, but I don't want to have to put your name in it.
I welcome it.
All right, Dave, enough with the threats. Just give your answer.
Yeah, I'm going with Justice League. I mean, it's had a way far greater and longer lasting cultural impact than Death Note.
Yep.
All right, Eric, tell us why you picked Death Note.
I didn't pick Death Note. I picked Justice League.
He didn't notice the sarcasm, did he?
Nope.
I knew. I was just I didn't know.
All right. So everybody picks Justice League. So Justice League wins it 3-2. So they are going to get 10 points. Death Note will get 5. So Death Note is not coming away empty-handed here. So we have 2 sweeps. Dexter's Laboratory swept Freakazoid. Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack swept Mike, Lou, and Ugg. And we had 2 that went the distance. Justice League beats Death Note 3-2. And Magi Adventures of Sinbad came back and beat Hell's Paradise 3-2 as well. And like we said earlier on, or like I said earlier on, Dexter's Laboratory kind of dug Mike Bianco out of the hole that he was kind of in because he hadn't had a show that won yet. Dexter's Laboratory won, so he's not going to have a winless division. And again, it really doesn't matter because it's only like the first stage. Nick Cosmo Magi Adventures of Sinbad got the win, so he is on pace to having a perfect division. We're going to see exactly how that plays out next week when James Bond Jr. takes on Tailspin. If James Bond Jr. wins it, then he, along with Liam Jolly, will have had a perfect division. Right now, as far as having a winless division, Dave's sister stands alone. Which is kind of, it's weird because she's got Futurama, which is actually really good. And it's not that like her shows are bad. Because, by the way, Afro Samurai got points. It just didn't win.
Some bad categories.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is we got to blame the categories here. All right. So this upcoming Wednesday on the Animated Showdown, Magi Labyrinth of Magic versus The Rising of the Shield Hero. The Amazing World of Gumball versus DINOSAUCERS. Kaiju number 8 versus Lazarus. And the main event is Goof Troop versus Animaniacs. Now, next week, because next week it's the end of stage 1. Then we move on to stage 2. So the first stage will be over with. Everybody have had their first match. So next week, Animated Hour Power and Animated Showdown are going to have 5 matches on there because that's how that's how it finishes up. That's how it added up. But on Animated Hour Power next Saturday night, we have Ben 10 versus David the Gnome. Sakurai versus Ishura. Black Butler versus Neo Angelique. Tailspin versus James Bond Jr. And the main event is Action League Now versus Fate Zero. So that is next week's Animated Hour of Power. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Also on Facebook, join the When Tunes Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/group/When Tunes Combine. You can also join Eric for the Unscripted Sports Show now that he is back in the country and doing those shows again. Follow Shawn at TCX Reaper at TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCX Godsend95. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years podcast YouTube channel. This Friday night, we will be doing Clash of the Champions Seasons Beatings from December of 1988. Also, follow the Dizzle 97 universe. I'm pulling card packs pretty soon. As soon as we get the package in, we're going to be pulling packs from 2008. Once eBay decides to send it to me. And then, and also, football.
What card pack?
Football.
Okay.
Yeah. You really think I would spend $60 on anything but football or wrestling?
I thought maybe NBA.
Are you a lonely guy there, Doug?
Well, I'd spend $60 on. Well, I'm talking card packs here, Shawn. Everything else that's not the discussion here. Family show, you pervert. Your mother watches this show.
What do you mean? I'm just saying you might spend it on food. You got to spend money on bath equipment, clothing.
Well, you have to spend more than $60 on food because everything costs over $15 now.
You got half a cart of food at Aldi's cost me $160.
Jesus. And then, and also make sure to check out the Stabcast with Dangle and Mindy. We will see everybody Wednesday afternoon for Animated Showdown.
Peace.
Later.
Eric, take care of the shorts, please.
Bye, guys. Yes, sir.